Everyone, before we dive in, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any tips that make human geography easy and fun. Today, we're asking an important question in human geography. Why are different places similar? To answer this, geographers think in terms of scale, space, and connections. First, let's look at scale. At the global scale, we study big patterns that affect the entire planet, things like worldwide trade, climate change, or global communication through the internet. At the local scale, we zoom into smaller areas, like one neighborhood or city, where those global forces play out in unique ways. By moving between scales, geographers can see both the big picture and the local details. Next is space. When geographers study space, they look at the distribution of features across Earth. Distribution has three key properties: density, the frequency with which something occurs in space. For example, the number of people living per square mile; concentration, how spread out or clustered those features are. A city might have a concentrated downtown and a more dispersed suburban area. Pattern, the geometric arrangement of those features, like streets built in a grid or farmland laid out in lines. Different cultural groups create different distributions in space. For example, religious buildings, languages on signs, or the layout of homes reflect a community's cultural identity. These identities are what tie people together and shape the way places look and feel. But space is also connected to inequality. Not all regions of the world have the same access to resources, goods, or opportunities. Geographers often describe this through the idea of core and peripheral regions. Core regions, like the United States, Western Europe, or Japan, are highly developed and connected to global trade networks. Peripheral regions, often in parts of Africa, Latin America, or Asia, may have less access to wealth and technology, creating global inequalities. Finally, let's talk about connections. Places don't exist in isolation, they're linked through networks. Phenomena spread across space through a process called diffusion. Diffusion can happen in two main ways: relocation diffusion, when people physically move and bring their culture, ideas, or technology with them. Think of how pizza spread from Italy to the United States. Expansion diffusion, where an idea or trend spreads outward from a central point without people having to move. Social media trends are a great example. Today, technology and globalization have led to what geographers call space-time compression, the idea that the world feels smaller and more connected because information, goods, and people can move faster than ever before. Despite this, not all places benefit equally. Peripheral regions often remain at a disadvantage, showing us that while places may seem more similar, inequalities still persist. So, why are different places similar? Because geographers find that at every scale, local or global, features are distributed in patterned ways, cultural identities shape space, connections spread ideas and goods, and yet, inequalities remind us that the world, while connected, is far from equal. That's why modern geography increasingly focuses on the global scale, where similarities and differences between places become most visible and most important to understand.